delivered. But
Yes, of course. That is the purpose of Lord's appearance, that people will be delivered. But what people have to do to be delivered? Yes, Ravindra?
darshan, Prabhuji, by having a darshan.
No, darshan, what is that darshan means?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Lord appeared to glorify his devotees.
That is there. Lord said that because of my love, the love that you have for me, I have manifested, and I have manifested to accept service from you. The deliverance of the conditioned soul can only be possible if he is willing, wanting to serve the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord in his Archa Vigraha, in his deity form, he accepts service. So we see that Srila Prabhupada, he manifested this very gorgeous deity of Shri Radha Parthasarathi. And in 50 years, so much of glorious services have been done in Delhi. And what is the result and reward of this service? That we have 16 more temples. So I'll give a little history to how Shri Radha Parthasarathi manifested. Of course, Guru Maharaj spoke in detail. Guru Maharaj gave the entire history. But I will speak about the history before Radha Parthasarathi manifested, how Srila Prabhupada's movement commenced in Delhi. That is also very extraordinary. It is like a fairy tale. So Srila Prabhupada, when he reached US in 1965, his focus was to establish the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and begin the preaching program in US. And when Prabhupada was highly successful in preaching in US, he started many centers with the help of his very sincere American disciples. Then in the late 60s, Prabhupada wanted to preach to other parts of the world outside US. So the other day we were discussing that he trained his 3 Grihastha couples to begin preaching in Europe, and first they went to UK and began. And in the early 70s, Srila Prabhupada focused with the specific instruction of the deities of Shri Rukmani Dwarkadish in LA, Los Angeles deities. The deities personally instructed Srila Prabhupada to preach in India. Prabhupada wanted to settle in Los Angeles and complete the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. But when Prabhupada was praying to Rukmani Dwarkadish, the Rukmani Dwarkadish inspired Prabhupada to begin preaching in India. And Prabhupada began his Indian episode in a very grand way. Wherever Prabhupada started to preach, in the cities, Mumbai and Surat, Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi, Prabhupada conducted huge programs, pandal programs. And Guru Maharaj was speaking that 50,000 people at that time, in early 70s, used to come every day to hear Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj was expressing his desire that we should have a similar pandal program for Srila Radha Parthasarathi. So there is a very wonderful book. I don't know how many of you know. I have also not read it, but I'm inspired to read from it today. This is, can you see? Oh, it's not visible. This is Glory of India. Glory of India, Prabhupada's desire fulfilled in Delhi and beyond. So in this book, there is the entire history of how preaching began in Delhi. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was preaching in India, In 1970, Prabhupada returned to India. And it was the time that Krishna's flute called out to him for more direct preaching in Delhi. And Prabhupada was always attentive to the tune of his Dark Lord. Very beautifully it is written. Prabhupada had given priority to establishing its movement in Mumbai and Calcutta, but soon after this, he was ready to move to other important venues. So this is from the memory of Srila Giriraj Swami. One of Prabhupada's early disciples writes of ISKCON's Delhi's origin. When the Supreme Lord faithfully called forth Sri Chaitanya's mission in the capital of Delhi. So there was one Gita Sammelan which was conducted in Amritsar, and Prabhupada had travelled from Mumbai to Amritsar through train along with his American disciples. And after the convention was over, Srila Prabhupada and his party returned to Mumbai then. On the way, the train stopped at New Delhi station. That time there was only one station, that was now the old Delhi railway station. And a gentleman lawyer named D.D. Gupta, who had been corresponding with Prabhupada and had been informed of his stopover, came to meet him. So Prabhupada was returning from Amritsar towards Mumbai, and in between came the station of Delhi and the train stopped. And there was one lawyer, a gentleman called D.D. Gupta. He was in correspondence with Srila Prabhupada, so he came to the railway station to come and meet Srila Prabhupada. He requested Prabhupada that, Swamiji, you have your society all over the world, so many places in the world. And what about Delhi? Delhi is the capital of India. So why don't you have your center, your temple right here in Delhi? And Prabhupada was traveling with few of his disciples. So this is one of the disciples who had begun the preaching in Europe, Guru Das Prabhu. Prabhupada is one of very trusted disciple. Guru Das Prabhu also was the husband of Yamuna Mataji. So Prabhupada told him that this Mr. D.D. Gupta is inviting us. So get down, get down. Traveling with Srila Prabhupada. So the Prabhupada's disciple was completely shocked. Prabhupada said, you now get down from the train and see what you can do. We have to start temple here. One man. And Guru Das Prabhu, unknown, completely without any resource. So first thing he requested Srila Prabhupada was that please give me at least some support in terms of devotees. And Prabhupada agreed on a team, Yamuna Mataji, who was the wife of Guru Das Prabhu, and Bhakta Bruce, who is now Bhanu Swami, and there was one more. So we were a team of 4 people, 4 devotees. And Yamuna Mataji writes in her autobiography of Unalloyed Yamuna that Mr. Gupta arranged for us to stay in 2 rooms in Old Delhi near Delhi Gate. You know Delhi Gate, the common popular Delhi Gate. The rooms were very basic and they were stinking, they were bad actually. And the washroom was very far off. So they had to walk around the courtyard to use the washroom. Mr. Gupta, he was an advocate, but he was very miserly. And he would use his dead batteries. You know, at that time, there used to be carbide batteries. There was a famous company, Union Carbide, that had big issue in India. Anyway, so he had those dead carbide batteries stocked, huge stocks. And with a view, he was having this hope that somehow those dead batteries can become life. So he asked these devotees to turn the dead batteries again, bring back them to life. So this was a situation under very, very austere condition. In a very, very difficult situation, the Delhi chapter of Srila Prabhupada's mission began. In fact, Mataji became very, very sick. She had a disease, she had dysentery, blood dysentery, and she had very difficult time because water was also, the drinking water was not potable. But these devotees, they arranged for Srila Prabhupada's Pandal program. A year later, just prior, so one Prabhupada's disciple, Shirodakshai Vishnu Prabhu, who was sent by Prabhupada, he came to Delhi. And they started preaching to embassies and diplomats and many, important peoples, VIP peoples. And then they arranged for one Pandal program for Srila Prabhupada. And in that Pandal program, Prabhupada established Shri Radha Parthasarthi. And Yamuna Mataji personally went to Jaipur to get these deities carved from marble. Many times from Delhi she went to get these deities carved from Jaipur. In fact, Yamuna Mataji was the leading devotee who also initiated the deities of Vrindavan, Krishna Balaram and Radha Shyam Sundar. So when these deities were carved, Prabhupada had them worshipped in that Pandal program in Delhi. And after the Pandal program was done, so Gurudas Prabhu asked that where will the deities go? The Prabhupada said that they will stay here in Delhi. And we must have a temple here. So that is how their journey began. And that was the date, this date, today's date, 21st November 1973. That the deities were installed by Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj was saying it was Shanti Niketan. It was a place, Shanti Niketan. And then Prabhupada moved to many other places. So from 1973 till practically 1998. April 1998 was the opening of Shri Radha Parthasarthi temple. So from 1973 till 1998, how many years? Practically 25 years. For 25 years, Srila Prabhupada had established the deity. The deities had to relocate from one address to the other address. And they were very difficult situations. Once the tenant was so adamant to get freed from the occupation of Radha Parthasarthi that he forced the devotees. He actually, kicked out Radha Parsarthi from his place. And they had to bring the deities on the road. So much austerity, not only the devotees tolerated, the deities also tolerated. The very, very powerful deities, Shri Radha Parsarthi. And Shri Radha Parsarthi's mercy and blessings, we have so many temples. All temples are extensions, whether it is Punjabi Bagh, or it is Dwarika, or it is Rohini, or it is Bahadurgarh, or Noida, or Ghaziabad, or Panchsheel, or Chhatarpur, whatever. All these centers are extension counters of Shri Radha Parsarthi. And for last 25 years, glorious years, Shri Radha Parsarthi has been now in Santanagar, east of Kailash. So that is the history, and so many devotees, Maharaj was naming some of them, have dedicated so much of sacrifice to make this journey possible. Some of them have passed away also. And some of them are now in their mature age. But their glorious struggle for Srila Prabhupada has been incredible. That is a little brief on Srila Prabhupada. So we will continue our study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the second chapter of the first canto. Narayanam namaskritya naram cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyāsam tato jayam udire rashtraprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Okay, before we proceed, there is a clarification on what we discussed yesterday on the appearance of Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī. How many are confirmed that the duration of stay of Śukadeva Gosvāmī in the womb of the mother is 16? Please raise your hands. Yesterday we discussed. Okay, Sonika is leading. Manini Mataji is also saying that. Only two of them? Devashish, Ravinder. Okay, you four. How many of you feel it is some other year? How many of you say 12? Raise your hand. Only one. Most of you have not raised your hand either for 16 nor for 12. So there is something in between. Okay. Those who have not raised their hands either for 12 or 16, what is the answer? Speak. Dashil bro.
I also could not see Prabhuji.
Sorry. Speak a little louder.
I also could not see Prabhuji. I also could not see.
You could not?
Confirm Prabhuji. I could not confirm the.
Now, what is your feel? I am saying whether it is 16 or 12 or in between. What is your understanding?
I do not want to speculate, Prabhuji, for the time.
Acha, okay. You don't know. Simple. And what about Ramya?
मैं भी नहीं जानती प्रभु।
Okay, very good. What about others? Please respond. Don't take so much of time. Pranab,
तो जी मैं भी नहीं जानता हूँ, स्पेकुलेट करना पड़ेगा।
speculate करना पड़ेगा. No need to speculate. What about others? Do I have to ask you again individually? How many of you don't know? Raise your hands. Only 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. I was having a little bit of doubt, so I checked with Śrīla Prabhupāda's purport. And Prabhupada writes in his purport, it is 12 years. So that is the final conclusion. Some other places it is written 16 years, but that is not authentic. That is the outside view. It is not the Acharya's view. So we will not take what is the outside view. We have to accept Mahajana Yena Gathaso Pantha. So I wanted this to be clarified because we have the tendency of picking the unauthorized thing very easily. And it's difficult to pick the authorized thing. So it is 12 years. So we saw that there are many purports. You can see, you can type it and see that Śukadeva Gosvāmī stayed in the womb 12 years. Time is very less, it is already past 40. You can see in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Prabhupada is mentioning in at least 2-3 purports.
Right.
So we saw that Śukadeva Gosvāmī appears and he is liberated from his birth, and immediately he is moving towards the forest. And his seminal father, who is Śrīla Vyāsadeva, he cried out. He cried out to the trees, to the forest, echoing that his son to return. Please mute, there is some disturbance. So the glory of Śukadeva Gosvāmī, Surya Narayan Hota, your hand is up. बोलिए कुछ कहना है आपको?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So this is a very beautiful verse, the 3rd verse. Okay, we'll put it up on the screen. This speaks about the glory and the compassionate nature of Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So the discussion in the 2nd chapter is about Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī, how he appears and what is the purpose of his appearance. svānubhāvam akhila-śruti-sāram ekam adhyātma-dīpam atititīrṣatāṁ tamo ndham saṁsāriṇāṁ karuṇayāha purāṇa-guhyaṁ vyāsa-sūnum upayāmi guruṁ munīnām. This is the glory of both Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī and his discourse in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Sūta Gosvāmī is offering his gratitude, his obeisances, and he is saying that to whom? Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who is svānubhāvam. Anubhav means experienced, and svānubhav means one who is experienced in self-realization. And where is the experience coming from? Akhila-śruti-sāram. He has the conclusion of all the Shrutis. Shruti is the Vedas, and Saram is the essence. So he's glorifying Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī that let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Śuka, who is the spiritual master of all sages. This is the word guruṁ munīnām. Guru means the spiritual master, and munīnām means of the great sages, of the saintly persons. And he is tam vyāsa-sūnum. See the last line. Prabhupada is first mentioning about the last line. He is the vyāsa-sūnum. Sūnam means the son of Śrīla Vyāsadeva. He is the son of Vyāsadeva, but he is also the spiritual master of the great sages. And what is he doing? Saṁsāriṇāṁ karuṇayāha purāṇa-guhyaṁ. That those who are in the material existence, samsara, and the word is saṁsāriṇāṁ. Saṁsāriṇāṁ means the materialistic people. So his compassion is towards the materialistic people, karuṇayāha, out of his causeless mercy. What is he giving? Purāṇa-guhyaṁ, most confidential knowledge he spoke. And what is this most transcendental knowledge compared to? It is adhyātma-dīpam. It is compared to the lamp. Deepam is lamp. And what kind of lamp? Here Prabhupada says torchlight. Is adhyātma. Is transcendental literature, which is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And atititīrṣatāṁ, tamo, ndham. It removes the darkness, the deep, dense darkness which is inside the heart. So if there is deep, dense darkness for many, many years, how that darkness can be removed? If you lit a deepa or a lamp. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Śuka, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyāsadeva, who out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge after having personally assimilated it by experience. Very important. Svānubhāvam, having personally assimilated it by his experience. So where was the experience of Vyāsadeva? He is just born. He just comes out from the womb of his mother. Where did he have the experience? Within the womb of his mother. That is how he is born. He is born liberated. In this prayer, Śrīla Sūta Gosvāmī practically summarizes the complete introduction of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the natural supplementary commentary on the Vedānta-Sūtra. Very beautiful verse. That it is Śruti-sāram ekam. The Vedānta-Sūtras or the Brahma-sūtras were compiled by Vyāsadeva with a view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the natural commentary on this cream. Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī was thoroughly realized master of the Vedānta-Sūtra, and consequently he also personally realized the commentary Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And just to show his boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic men who want to cross completely over the nations, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. So this was the purpose. The purpose was to enable the ignorant man to be able to cross over this ocean of nations. atititīrṣatāṁ tamo ndham. There is no point in arguing that a materialistic man can be happy. No materialistic creature, be he the great Brahma or an insignificant ant, can be happy. Everyone tries to make a permanent plan for happiness, but everyone is baffled by the law of material nature. Therefore, the materialistic world is called the darkest region of God's creation. Prabhupada is giving the explanation why this material creation is called the darkest region. Because here whatever one tries, what is the result? The result is only one. That he will not receive success. He will be baffled. Or he will have failure. Yet the unhappy materialistics can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Very important. What comes first? The deed or the desire? You see in your own experience, svānubhāvam. What comes first? The deed or the desire? Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu?
Desire.
Yes, desire. If somebody wants to be rich, what comes first? He has the desire. If somebody wants to come first in the class, what comes first is the desire. So Prabhupada is saying that anyone who wants to get out of this ocean of nations or darkness, what he has to have? He has to have this desire. Prabhupada is saying, yet the unhappy materialistic can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Unfortunately, they are so foolish that they do not want to escape. Therefore, they are compared to the camels who relish thorny twigs because he likes the taste of the twig mixed with his blood. You know this very simple animal or mammal called camel. This camel is found mainly in those areas which are desert. What is camel called? It's called the ship of the desert. Ship cannot move in the desert, but the camel can move in the desert. And in the desert, there are no vegetation. What are there? There are some dried trees with thorny twigs. And the camel has height. What it does, it chews the thorny twigs. And when it chews the thorny twigs on the trees, which are dried up, there are no leaves. So the thorn which are there in the twig, when it is being chewed by the camel, it cuts within his mouth. His tongue and his inner portion of the mouth, they are cut by the thorny twigs. And blood comes out from that or area where it gets the cut. And that blood, when it mixes with the twigs, with thorny twigs, he gets some taste. He feels there is some juice in the thorn, and which he tries to relish. In the thorny twig, can there be any juice which is dried up? The juice which he is experiencing or he is trying to be happy with is his own blood. So when he is sucking his own blood, he is thinking that there is some pleasure in it. So that is the worldly pleasure which is compared. So Prabhupada is mentioning here that he likes the taste of the twigs mixed with blood. He does not realize that his own blood and his tongue is being cut by the thorns. Similarly to the materialist, his own blood is as sweet as honey. And although he is always harassed by material creation, he does not wish to escape. How we can say that he does not wish to escape? Why the materialist man, he does not wish to escape? How can we know? What is the proof or evidence? That a man in material existence although he is facing so much of onslaught of miseries, but he does not wish to escape. How? Based on Prabhupada's purport, what we have discussed so far. Pradeep Prabhu? Are you hearing
Hare
Pradeep?
Krishna Prabhu. Yes, yes, Prabhu. Because he don't want to desire Prabhu.
Yeah. He does not desire to escape. See, let us have svānubhāvam. This is the verse. What is our anubhav? How much is the desire to be freed or relieved from this world? Anyone who has a genuine desire? ये दुनिया किसी काम की नहीं. There was one, in the old days, there was one song. You remember Madan Sarup Prabhu? It was a popular song. ये दुनिया किसी काम की नहीं. I don't remember the full lyrics, but it was something like this only. It used to be a popular song. People used to sing, but there was no anubhav. So because there is no desire, and still in our case also, at least I can speak of myself. I don't know about you. Anyone who has the genuine desire to escape from this world, not to exist and leave this world. There who has a genuine desire. Who is raising your hand? I can see two. Yeah. You raised your hand or Ramya raised?
See, Prabhuji, see, raised that.
Huh? She raised. Okay, let her speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, what is your anubhav or experience? Your daughter is speaking. Very, very difficult. Because unless and until that awakening comes from genuinely, when one is situated in knowledge and his ignorance has been completely dispelled, then only that desire can come. That was the desire of Śrīla Sanatana Gosvāmī. Keno amar jara tapa troy. Why I am inflicted by such miseries? We are still not feeling the miseries. We are thinking, what misery? This is a place of pleasure. Such materialists are called karmis. Out of hundreds and thousands of karmis, only a few may feel tired of material engagement and desire to get out of the labyrinth. Prabhupada is cautioning that out of hundreds of thousands of karmis, only a few feel tired and may desire to get out of the labyrinth. Such intelligent persons are called jnanis. The Vedānta-sūtra is directed to such jnanis. But Śrīla Vyāsadeva, being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, would foresee the misuse of the Vedānta-sūtra by unscrupulous men. And therefore, he personally supplemented the Vedānta-sūtra with the Bhagavad Purāṇa. It is clearly said that this Bhagavatam is the original commentary on the Brahma-sūtras. Śrīla Vyāsadeva also instructed the Bhagavatam to his own son, Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who was already at the liberated stage of transcendence. Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī personally realized it personally and then explained it. By the mercy of Śrīla Śukadeva, the Bhagavad Vedānta-sūtra is available for all those sincere souls who want to get out of the material existence. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the one unrivaled commentary on the Vedānta-sūtra. Sripad Shankaracharya intentionally did not touch it because he knew that the natural commentary would be difficult for him to surpass. He wrote his Saririka Bhashya, and his so-called followers deprecated the Bhagavatam as some new presentation. One should not be misled by such propaganda directed against the Bhagavatam by the Mayavad school. From this introductory shlok, the beginning student should know that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the only transcendental literature meant for those who are paramhansas and completely freed from the material disease called malice. Prabhupada is saying, the beginning student should know. Beginning student. What are we? Beginning student. That Bhagavatam is the only transcendental literature, and it is meant for whom? Those who are paramhansas and completely freed from the material disease called malice. The Mayavadis are envious of the personality of Godhead, despite Sripad Shankaracharya's admission that Narayana, the personality of Godhead, is above the material creation. The envious Mayavadi cannot have access to the Bhagavatam. But those who are really anxious to get out of this material existence may take shelter of this Bhagavatam, because it is uttered by the liberated Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī. It is the transcendental torchlight by which one can see perfectly the transcendental absolute truth realized as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So here comes the verse that we recite every day. We will take it tomorrow. Narayanam Namaskrityam. So you see, what is very, very inspirational is before beginning to speak, how much he is indebted towards his teacher, and how much he is meditating and praying. Here he is saying, let me offer my obeisances to Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who is the spiritual master of the all sages. So he is not considering himself to be taking the position of the spiritual master. He is saying, among all the assembled sages here, there is only one spiritual master. And that spiritual master is Śrīla Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who happens to be his spiritual master also. Okay, I'll stop here. And from tomorrow we'll continue further. Any discussion or any question or clarification you may ask. Yes, Sonika, you were just waiting. Boliye.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as you asked that we have desire to go back without not means in that context, I want whenever we are feeling
Your voice is not very clear.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Now better, yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I was telling that whenever we go through any pain or
Yeah,
we have
yes.
to go back.
Your
But
voice was not audible.
just a minute. Hare Krishna, is it clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Prabhuji, whenever we are facing any issue, means misery or pain, then we means for a fraction of time we realize that this material world is full of miseries, so we have to take shelter of Lord. But whenever we means experience the material happiness or spiritual happiness, for that time we just forget everything and we just start enjoying that thing and just forget everything that we have to go back to Godhead and we have to take the shelter of Lord. So how to overcome this, Prabhuji? Means the temporary happiness also means we are engaged in that only.
yeah. So what I got your question is that we are so absorbed in this material world that hardly there is any genuine desire. When we are cornered, when we are actually cornered, when we are pushed and we have no solution, at that time we may accept this principle that this place is full of miseries. But does that mean that we do not try to come out of the miserable situation? Still we are hoping that the misery will be over. Once I am free from this situation, I can be in a better position to enjoy. That is what the Ashcharyam is. Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalyam. You went to Vimal Kund? No. What was that Kund? Dharma Kund. So it is because of two reasons. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. Iksha dvesha samuthena dvanda mohena bharata. Why do we do not have the desire to be free from the material existence? Because we have no spiritual desires. Because we are lacking the spiritual desire. So what is obviously we have? We have material desires. So infatuated with material desire, we have no desire to leave this world. So what we have to do? We have to genuinely inculcate spiritual desires. So how it is possible? A removal of ignorance. How? By practice. By practice there is purification. And by study of scriptures. Study of scripture is constant hammering to our mind to change our conception. Very important. So many times we have discussed. Unless and until this conception is changed, that this place is not for me to enjoy. There is no possibility for me to enjoy here. Any effort or endeavor made to become happy will result in suffering. But it is the curse for me. Unless and until that anubhav is there, or that conception is there, the attempt will be only for material happiness or material satisfaction. And there will be no desire to be free from this material existence. So we have to practice very sincerely to become pure. Why? Because if we become pure, then this principle of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita can infiltrate into our heart. That is why Prabhupada is saying that this literature is for the Paramhansas. We read that. Prabhupada is saying that this literature is for the Paramhansas. And what was the second part Prabhupada said? One second, let me see the purport. Yeah. And we're completely freed from material disease called malice. So till the time, that is what Krishna is saying. Kutastva kashmalam idam vishame samupasthitam. That kashmalam which is there. What is that kashmalam? Is the material desire. So till what time we have to make an endeavor? Till the time we become purified. So as we become purified, this material desire or this material disease will be dissolved and we will have spiritual desires. Spiritual desire means no more material existence. So what is required is the process of purification. Daily hearing, daily chanting, reading, writing, sharing, preaching, engaging in services, engaging our energy in Krishna's service, connecting. So it will be converted. The desires will be converted. Unless and until that conversion comes, and how the conversion will come, the conception will change. Every day when we are hearing, Prabhupada is speaking here in his purports. He's hammering our mind. And to that hammering, that misconception has to be dissolved or changed. There is one purport Prabhupada writes that the mind has to be treated in two ways. What are the two ways to treat the mind to remove the misconception? It has to be beaten with the shoe 100 times. How can you beat the mind with the shoe? Can you see the mind? That you can beat the mind with the shoe?
No, Prabhuji.
But it is possible. How can you beat the mind with the shoe? Every day we do that.
Yeah, you explained, Prabhuji, through reading scriptures and hearing.
No, chanting of Hare Krishna. Chanting of Hare Krishna, the beating the mind. That is why that is so difficult to chant. Because it is like you are beating the mind. The mind wants to enjoy and you are saying no enjoyment. You chant Hare Krishna. It is beating the mind with the shoe 100 times. So every day morning you start beating the mind by chanting Hare Krishna. Like a stubborn child who does not want to comply. So he has to be dealt strictly. And second is, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, Śrīla Prabhupada quotes. You remember, Dayashil, what was that purport? Once I was discussing with you, and we were both sitting in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class of the temple, and that purport came. You remember or you have forgotten?
Broom, Prabhuji, the evening by broom.
Yeah, by evening by broom. Broom means what? Jhadu. So what does it mean to use the broom? Is to remove the dirt. So that is by reading scriptures. Because in our heart, in our mind, there's so many millions and millions of desires that how we can enjoy this world. But that desires, that kachara has to be removed by using the broom. And what is the broom? That is the Shastra. So both these processes have to be applied very strongly and very sincerely. Then it is possible. This is what we are trying. To the extent the intensity is there, it is happening. I was very happy. I was very, very inspired to see most of you, all of you coming today to receive the blessings of Shri Radha Sati. And I knew that very few people will come. You saw? Have you ever seen such an Abhishek on any festival like you were able to see today? A very intimate session we had in the morning. And Guru Maharaj coming and, spearheading the glories of